What's up, y'all? It's the Relentless podcast where we're stirring up passion and purpose for marriage.
That's right. We're diving into topics you always wanted to talk about. Real life, real struggles, real love, and real results. So what are we waiting for? Let's go in.
Y'all, welcome back to the Relentless podcast. We're so thankful for you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We have so much to be thankful for, and you are definitely at the top of our list of gratitude. And so thank you for following us we're almost going to be a year old in just a couple months. So thank y'all for locking in, tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and just share the love. Share the love with other people that you know could benefit.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for y'all support, for y'all love, for y'all's comments, even digitally and behind the scenes, sending text messages, man, with laughter and just support. It's been work. We've been putting in work this year, man, trying to make this happen. It's been a great adventure. We're learning a lot along the way. Yeah. And we're just grateful for you and for what y'all do for us behind the scenes. So thanks so much.
Yeah. So today we want to talk about holidays. How do you celebrate holidays as a family? We'll share a little insight on what we've done so that holidays can be stressful. We hear that one couple we met with this week, we had a consultation. They were like, man, every time the holidays come, it is so tense because we're like trying to figure out, where are we going to your parents, my parents, and it can put a lot of strain and tension in the marriage.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we know that we're not the only ones. Yeah. Y'all not the only ones. This is a worldwide phenomenon, right? When the holidays come around, not just Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's 4th of July. Yeah. Like any day off you get, okay, what we doing, where we going, who we gonna be with. Yeah. Like it takes a lot of energy and effort to go into that, and a lot of times it causes some friction. Yeah. And so we just want to talk about it. We like to keep it real. We want to talk about it. And
energy, effort, but also like planning, finances, like the travel costs. It's a lot, and it can be overwhelming because you don't want to let anybody down.
Right, and that's where I wanted to land the plane too. The big word called expectation.
Yes.
That's kind of one of the big things we want to hit on is expectations, whether they're realistic or unrealistic. Yeah. And how that seasons come around.
That's good. And just establishing the expectation up front. So I am thankful. That's one thing we did do right. Mm-hmm. Early on, we decided, because we both value family. I would say you had a closer family at the time. My family has definitely gotten closer over the years. But we established, man, Thanksgiving would be the holiday we try to visit your family. Doesn't mean we would go every time, but if we traveled, we would go there. And then Christmas would be my family holiday, and that I feel like that worked very well. I don't know if you have a different perspective.
I never had any like hard lines in the sand of this is what we gotta do. I always try to be open handed with, hey, we can do Christmas here or Thanksgiving with yours and flip flop, or if something happens where things are difficult and we can't make this route or that route, man, sometimes we should stay home and do it. I said, like, I was always trying to be open handed and not controlling with some of those things, because that's a sensitive area. Like, you want to see your people too. Yeah. It ain't all about me and mine. It ain't all about us giving ourselves away to everybody else.
That's right.
Sometimes it's about us too, right? Because we matter. And so I didn't never want that to be a pain point, because we always had great family relationships with our extended family.
Yeah, and in-laws. I'm thankful we haven't had issues, but if we're honest, that's a real challenge.
It's a real deal for a lot of people, right? There's a lot of friction with extended family and in-laws, and there's some things there that, we see the running joke, man, I hate my in-laws, well, that's real. Sometimes we joke about it, like in general, but a lot of times that's the reality for a lot of people, is that the relationship with in-laws is not healthy. And so there's a lot of anxiety that comes around, we got to visit over here this holiday.
Right.
Oh, man, I got to see such and such this holiday. Man, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, well, you said a key thing is the control. I think the control dynamic of, mother, son, father, daughter, whatever it may be, can put that pressure and that weight of expectation on one spouse or the other that, man, I have to do this so I don't upset my mom. I have to do this so I don't upset my wife. And then you caught in that tug of war. Yeah. Whereas, if you keep the priorities in line the way they're supposed to be, the answers are pretty clear. But just being open and honest with your spouse about those fears, about those frustrations, which can be hard, right?
Yeah.
If you've been shamed or judged about it, but you have to find that safe space to be able to talk it out. If not, man, it's going to ruin the joy that you're supposed to have in the midst of the holiday. I remember one husband that we mediated, he was like, I literally feel like hell every time this particular holiday comes around. And it just broke my heart hearing that, like, wow. If I, like, as a wife, hearing that my husband is in turmoil because he feels caught between me and his mother, I couldn't imagine that. That's a hard place to be. And I was thankful he was able to just get that off his chest, and we came up with a plan. We talked through it.
That was a hard conversation too.
It was
for both of them, because there was a lot that came out of that, right?
There's a lot of hurt.
This was I'm gonna say season. I can't remember how long that. I know
it was 8 years.
It was like 7. I was gonna say about like 7 or 8 years that they had been in the thick of this.
8 years of tension and bitterness and like bad things that was said. Like, it was a lot.
8 years of not being in agreement on how much time we spend with ourselves and how much time we spend with extended family and how much time we spend with my side of the family. And so this is hard for people who've been married that long, but imagine if you just got married, newly married, and y'all haven't talked about any of this. These are those like little things that kind of just, it's like we just supposed to know how to do that. No, these are things that if you're not aware, they come up and bite you in your butt later down the line. Like, we need to talk about your family, my family, how we gonna spend time, how we gonna set boundaries, how we gonna establish who we are, and not our marriage or our relationship be defined by your family and your family over here.
Right.
How we define and establishing us versus everybody else defining us.
Well, I want to emphasize that because that's so important. It's one thing to agree, okay, we're going to do this here and there, but if you never take that time to establish the new norm just for us, like our thing, our family, what do your kids have to look forward to when their grandparents pass away? You built your whole world and your whole existence around their traditions. Well, we have to establish our own nucleus, right? And that's share a little bit about that. I mean, we learned that kind of the hard way, not in a bad way.
We learned it organically.
Through a loss.
We learned it organically. Just, as you get older, you lose people. And you lose loved ones, and a lot of things that we grew up, or I grew up doing, going and hanging out at grandmother's, and all the family comes in, and we all spending time at grandmother's house and all that, right? Well, over time, man, people pass away, people get distracted, people build their own families, everybody not coming in how they used to come in, and it's not, I don't think it's personal, it's life. And so you got to start looking inward to be like, I can't build my life around that because I left my family to start my own family.
That's right.
And so it's not personal when I say, hey, I ain't coming. Hey, we're going to do our own thing. Hey, why don't y'all come over here? You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't y'all pull up over here where we at? Like we're going to do something special over here as the Jones, like us, the Jones family here. Come be a part of what we doing. That's not an attack. That's not loving. That's just saying we're starting something for us.
That's right.
And we're establishing something for us that we can pass down to our kids. And we had to learn that just over time, like, let's start starting our own stuff.
Well, part of it was when we started having multiple kids, it was just logistically harder or more expensive to travel. So it was like, listen, we can't make it. We want to make it, but we got to do this at home. I remember we had like a Mexican Christmas one time.
We were doing different stuff.
Good.
Mexican, gumbo, Christmas. I'm talking about this Thanksgiving. I was like, man, let's do a fish fry. Like, let's do something. We don't have to do turkey and dressing.
Unorthodox.
Let's just do something different. Let's try something different. Like, let's start a new norm for us, right? And then that means something. It matters.
It does.
But that's us being on one accord.
And
us
we can pull from, you know, things that our families did, but we can't lose ourselves in it. We have to create this identity that is our family, that we're passing on, something that our kids can look forward to. Mm-hmm. So what I try to do is just pull the different cuisines that I saw my mom cook. I didn't necessarily learn growing up, but I've, you know, found recipes. So I'm trying to learn and then sharing that with the kids and mm-hmm. including them in that. And so they feel, you know, they're getting to experience my culture, and obviously it's a very different menu, you mm-hmm. know, cooking Louisiana food.
But we love it. No, we love it. We love
yeah.
it, and it's us, and it's our Jones family sprinkle.
Yep.
You know, on things. That's things that we do during Christmas and New Year's that right. we started. Little video. I create like a video of the whole year yeah. that just kind of highlights all the things we've been able to do. And we sit down and I try to cast vision for the family. Those are like normal things that we do that we created and say, mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm prepping, I'm leading up to it to do it. And that becomes something that's healthy for us and it prioritizes our family versus us being centered around going to everybody else all the time.
And oh my gosh, I hear the stories of people like, you can't eat another thing. You so sick, you done ate at 5 meals, or you just burn out and tired because you done drove all over the city. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
And that's beautiful too. I enjoyed when I used to go home and I would make my rounds.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed that. That was for a season though.
Yeah.
That's not like something I forever have to do, or I feel like if I don't do it, I'm breaking tradition.
Yeah.
That was beautiful for a time, but my life is set up different now. It don't mean I ain't got no love. It just means that things are set up different now, and I want to prioritize what needs to be prioritized.
Right.
Right? And so don't let this be a point of conflict mm-hmm. for you and your family and you and your relationships, particularly marriage, to where y'all falling out over it.
Right.
And there's bickering and argument because, like you just said, anxiety, frustration, and years of conflict because we haven't felt safe to talk about it because we don't want to disrespect.
Yeah.
So we just give in and go, but it's resentment and bitterness and hurt.
Yeah. So here's a few tips that I hope take the pressure off. Number one, you can celebrate Thanksgiving anytime. You can take the whole month. So I know, you know, one family member, they're doing their with his nuclear family or his, you know, his parents and siblings, they're doing Thanksgiving the weekend before, right? You can do it the weekend after. Just figure out what works best for everybody and just be flexible. We don't have to be so rigid like, oh, it has to be this, it has to be at this time.
Yeah.
Just open-handed. Don't forget what it's really about. It's about spending time together, having a good time, not stressing.
Yeah.
So that's one tip. What are some other tips?
Just be creative.
Yeah.
Right. Get out of the box. Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's some things that, you know, traditionally you can hold to, but create things that represent you and yours. Customize the experience. Create norms that you can pass down. Excuse me. And that have meaning for you and your current relationship with your spouse, and if you have kids, with your kids, to where then these are things that are sentimental to you, and it's not outward focused more so than it is inward for us. I would say that that's important for sure.
I just thought about a couple we talked to, you know, one spouse, which I was surprised. It's not what you would typically think is like the Christmas decorator.
Right, yeah. They had the Grinch on the couch. They was like, hey, I got the Grinch out at the meeting. It's like, your brother brought the Grinch to the consultation. He's like, yeah. It was funny.
So just enjoy those moments of whether it's decorating, whether you do it before, after, you know, what is it? Halloween.
Yeah, some people is like, yo, we on the, you know, November 3rd, we put the lights up and then we do. I was like, wow, that's beautiful. Like, you know, but I was like, we don't, no offense, you know, but I was like, that's beautiful. We don't do it. We just kind of like organically just, you want to do it tonight? Nah, I'm tired. You want to do it now? Nah, I'm tired. And we leave the thing up. If we put a tree up or something, it'd be out to May of next year. We're like, are we ready to take this down yet?
Yeah.
Like, when we gonna put this stuff up?
Well, I'm from Louisiana, so usually we would keep it up through Mardi Gras and just decorate it for Mardi Gras. So anyway, whatever you do, just enjoy it. Do it with the family. Mm-hmm. Change up the colors. You don't have to keep the same bowls and the same lights.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then don't be afraid to do different things. Travel a little bit. I think one of my mom's last gifts to us was a trip to Arkansas. We got to bring the kids and we did that for Christmas. So just do something random, spontaneous.
That was fun. I wanted to continue to do that. I mean, obviously finances and scheduling is different, but something that was somewhat of a special thing for us. Like, man, let's go to Hot Springs, like, and kick it. You know what I mean? Either during the holidays or during our anniversary.
Yeah.
That's something that could be somewhat traditional.
Yeah.
So we just finding new rhythms.
Yeah.
To do things. So
because if we're honest, the holidays can be hard because of dysfunction growing up, or because you lost a parent or whatever. It can be hard on the heart. So just find something to just stir joy up, even if you're not feeling it. And so I remember I didn't even realize how much fun we would have. It was just simple. The kids were just playing on the stairs, having a ball. And then we went downtown. It was just different experiences that we hadn't had together.
Right. Yeah. Just don't make it contentious.
Yeah.
If anything, man, figure out what will relieve the stress. Yeah. Figure out how y'all can agree and partner. Figure out how you can have love a part of even tense family experiences, how to bridge the gap. Yeah. But just relinquish control. Yes. Right? And focus and prioritize what the main thing is. And that's our marriage and what we're doing, and how can we be in agreement with whatever we're going to do. Because that's most important. Yeah, it's not a power struggle. It's not about, oh, we got to do it my way or your way. How can you meet in the middle? That's where the sweet spot is. Yeah. So. And talk about it. Yes. I think that would be the last thing I probably would say is like the biggest struggle in most relationships is communication or lack thereof, or stuffing stuff down for the sake of avoiding conflict because you don't want to have another argument. Yeah. Find a way, which I would say, come learn from us. Find a way to learn how to communicate, right? And be coached on how to share hard things and share your heart to where it actually builds intimacy. Yeah. And you don't stuff a lot of things down, frustrations, ideas, or just concerns because you're afraid that you don't want to create a conflict or stir the pot. Well, you need to get that stuff out and talk about it, right? And there's a way you can learn how to do that. We do it all the time with our mediations and coaching couples on how to communicate in a healthy way, because that's a lot of times is what creates those issues. Is I've stuffed this down for years because I just never wanted to bring it up again and start another argument. Well, we need to talk about that, right? So we can get on one accord. Yeah. So whether you say it or not, your spouse feels it. You can cut the tension sometimes with a knife. So again, reach out. We can do a free consultation anytime. We have a free webinar January 30th, so save the date. We'll definitely drop links later on that. But yeah, just keep the priorities in line, keep the joy in the midst, and just, man, make new memories together. And if you haven't already come up with a plan, sit down and talk about it after this podcast. Hey, what are we going to do this year? What norms do we want to set? And don't let it become conflict. Get ahead of it and just have open conversation. Yeah, man. Eat good, drink good, be merry, man. Enjoy this season. Celebrate, man. Love on one another. Yes. But from us and our family to yours and the whole Relentless Love crew, man, we want to say we love you. Happy holidays, man. God bless y'all, man. Until next time.